Hello brothers and sisters, I want to welcome you again to this lesson. Remember, we are still talking about functional sentences, and we have already discussed two. We discussed declarative sentences, and in the last lessons, the last 3 or so lessons, we discussed about interrogative sentences. I now, in this lesson, want us to discuss about conditional sentences. Conditional sentences as a type of functional sentences. Now, remember, conditional sentences are a type of sentences that gives condition upon which the topic under reference depends on. So, in English words, we use words such as unless, if, until, among other words. So these words are used, of course, in English to indicate a condition. Remember, in sign language, we do also use the same words. The same words. Words such as the one I've just mentioned, the use of unless, the use of if, and, until. So these words are used to express conditional sentences. And as I've said, these sentences give condition upon which the topic under reference depends on. Now, remember, whenever you are using this, whenever you are posting these sentences, these words are indicated by use of non-manual features. What do I mean by this? Non-manual features that you have to employ whenever you are discussing or expressing a conditional sentence should be raising the eyebrow. Raising the eyebrow, shrugging the shoulder, facial expression like appropriate smiling, appropriate a gloomy face. Make sure that the body language accompanies and agrees with the signs being made. Now, I want you to remember or note on one thing, that conditional sentences have two parts. There are two parts in a conditional sentences. Now, the realization of the second part depends on the involvement of the first part of the sentence, in that the last part of this sentence depends on the previous sentence, on the first part, of the sentence. The sentence has two parts. The last part of it depends on the first part of the sentence. Can we take an example sentence to make ourselves understand in a better way? Number 1, if it rains in the afternoon, then what will happen? The boy will not play football. So the sentence is, if it rains in the afternoon, the boy will not play football. So there are two parts in this sentence. Number 1, if it rains in the afternoon. If it rains in the afternoon. The last one, the boy will not play football. So playing of the football by the boy depends on whether it will rain or not. So in sign language will be, if afternoon rain, football, boy, play, 0. If afternoon rain, football, boy, play, 0. We sign if. Look at the facial expression. If. We try again. If afternoon rain, football, boy, play, 0. We go. If afternoon rain, football, boy, play, 0, like that. That is how we sign that sentence. The next sentence in this form of sentences, we have, if the glass drops, it will break. If the glass drops, it will break. So we have, if the glass drops, then the last part of it, it will break. So the breaking of the glass depends on the dropping. That's what we mean. So how shall we put this in sign language? If glass drop, break will. If glass drop, break will. That's how we translate from English to sign language. The next one, the next sentence, if the book is lost, the man must buy a new book. If the book is lost, that's the first part of that sentence, then the man must buy a new book. In sign language, if book lose, if book lose, book new, man buy must. If book lose, book new, man buy must. How do you sign this? If book buy must. Again, that's how we express that sentence in sign language. The next one, if you beat my son, we will fight. If you beat my son, we will fight. So the fighting of these two people will depend on if the first one, the first person we are talking about in the first part of the sentence, will beat the son. So if you beat my son, we will fight. So in sign language, if son mine you beat, we fight will. If son mine you beat, we fight will. If son mine you, we. Can we sign it again? If so, if son mine you beat, we fight will. So this word is used to indicate that it's me and the other person. So this is for me and this one is for the other person. So we, if you are referring to two people. But if it's we for plural, it's this one. So we, as we learned in the first module. But for this sentence, we say, if son, mine, you, we, will. That's how we sign or we express that sentence. The last sentence in this type of sentences, we say, if Juma come tomorrow, I will cook ugali. If Juma come tomorrow, I will cook ugali. In sign language, if tomorrow Juma come, ugali me cook will. We go. If tomorrow Juma come, ugali me will. We go. That's how we express that sentence. Now, that's the last sentence in this type of sentences Of course, we have discussed about conditional sentences. And just to remind you that in this type of sentences, a sentence has two parts. We have the first part and the last part. And the last part, to take place, it depends on the first part of the sentence. See you in the next lesson.